Hello and welcome to Northwest Stories. I'm your host, Dana Braidaway. As someone who was born and raised here, I'm very excited to share with you stories of characters from my neck of the woods. Our team has traveled from the fishing docks of Astoria to a marijuana field in Applegate Valley, from an art studio in Salem to the skies of Eastern Oregon, and we even stopped by our state capital to speak with Governor Kate Brown. Let's not waste any more time and meet our first Northwesterner. Christopher Marley is a self-proclaimed bug guy who finds symmetry and beauty from the creepy crawly. Let's take a look. Marley has found a way to transform what was once his biggest fear into his life's passion.
I almost have stopped trying to tell people about what I do. When they ask me what I do, I say something that is generic as I possibly can, because unless you can see examples of the work, I think that you really can't appreciate. There's no way for me to describe working with dead bugs and rotting snakes and make it sound like it's anything legitimate at all or at all beautiful.
Marley may struggle with his job description, but let me try. Marley creates three-dimensional art from reclaimed insects, animals, and minerals.
What I found is that the people that are in charge of them can't bear to throw them away. They're not garbage. They end up with freezers full of these organisms that they can't bear to part with, but they have no idea what to do with. So what I do is I reclaim those organisms, and we've worked for many years perfecting a wide array of preservation techniques that allow us to be able to use these organisms and reclaim them and make them last forever. Well, I grew up in a family that were fanatic about the natural world. My dad, in particular, has been a aviculturist, so he's a breeder of, in his particular case, a rare color mutations of Australian parrots. As for whatever reason, that was his thing. And so we always had acres of aviaries, and just from my earliest memories, I was fanatical myself about the natural world, and particularly about reptiles. That was kind of my first love. There is something that is really special about the Northwest. I am definitely here for a reason. It's a great place for me to raise my boys, and it's a great place for me to be able to get them outside and get them to climb trees and to study wildlife and to have interactions with the natural world. And there's nothing worse for my kids than a day of watching TV or playing video games. I mean, it has a truly visibly negative effect on their little psyches. I mean, it's a walking stick, but I have never seen anything like this before. Very strange species.
The majority of materials Marley uses are reclaimed, but he gets opportunities to travel the world and harvest insects from renewable populations.
Well, good catch, Jen. Beautiful, Eleanor. It's a longhorn beetle, perfect for our work.
That beautiful or what?
What is endangered about certain types of insects is their habitat or their host plant. As long as they are able to breed, they've got a healthy habitat and a healthy population of their host plant, you've got a healthy insect population no matter what's feeding on them. So it sounds a little counterintuitive, but the very minute fraction of a percentage of the insects that we take help to fund the preservation of the very habitat that they depend upon. I believe that there is something inside of human beings that if we don't want to create, which I believe we do, we at least want to progress. I mean, there is something antithetical about, in the human mind, to just maintaining. And I believe that creation is synonymous with progression. And so when I'm creating, I feel like I'm becoming more of what I'm meant to be. I'm becoming a better person, a better father, a better husband, a better artist. And so I believe that. I believe that creation is divine. There's a sense of gratitude that I have that I think oftentimes is lost with artists. But I feel a tremendous sense of gratitude and humility, honestly, for the opportunity that I have to work with these elements of nature that I believe are divinely created and divinely designed. When I make a piece or when we put together something that is perfect in every way, that I believe is a worthy homage to nature or to that organism or to whatever it is, that to me is what captivates me the most with what I do. But when we really get it right, to me it's magical.
Like Marley, our next character has a deep connection to the earth, but in a very different way. And when I use the term character, I'm not using it lightly. His name is Richard Davis, but he goes by Pa Butt, and his sidekick is a deer named Sugar Bob. At Pa Butt's, you'll find friends, music, poetry, and a little whiff of something in the air.
Well, I don't want to be a bad example to the children.
Meet Pa Butt. He's a pot farming, lodge-owning musician with some pretty unusual friends.
Yeah, now there's the lens, Sugar Bob. You know all about those.
But above all else, he's an epic storyteller.
I got some good early life lessons about what's really important in life. And money was not one of them. But here again, the same things I learned as a child. If you enjoy it, you're going to be good at it, you're going to be successful. And success is a really relative term. It's been the place where thousands of people have got surreal experiences in their life that they'll never forget. And there's a few of them that you'll meet here that are truly extended family. And, you know, how can you go wrong if you have that big a family? Bullshit. Bullshit. One card. That's the name of this game, by the way, bullshit. And if you land on that one, you get it. I started out recreational years ago, and I got to really realizing what a powerful energy that you're growing. That's what it's got to give when you smoke it, eat it, ingest it, take it for medications. I did have to spend a year in a county jail in 1968 for 3 joints, but it wasn't all that bad. I turned 21 in jail, and we had a really nice party.
However, Pa Butt will not be spending any more time behind bars for marijuana use.
Smoking marijuana became legal in Oregon early today. It is now the 4th state to join the growing legalization movement.
It's available for every man, woman, and child of legal age to grow their own medicine with their own energy. You know, and when they smoke your pot, they feel connected. You know, that's medicine to me.
Medicine also comes in the form of music for Pa Butt, and he has chosen to surround himself with like-minded people.
Well, it gives me, first of all, a way to express my view of life, and I write that in my lyrics. Remember where you've been, so keep running, oh running with the wind. And so that's a really fortunate thing that I have the opportunity to do that every morning at the lodge or on Sundays on the deck. That's a good way to spread your philosophy is through your music. I wrote a poem called True Love, and it's touched a lot of people's hearts, and it's just about simplicity of life, and it goes like this. Take life as it comes, friends. Leave well enough alone. Keep a smile in your heart. You could turn any house into a home. The bad times will surely come. That's up to you when they go. And the good times will flourish as long as true love flows. So just let true love flow, friends. See the world with a positive view. Surround yourself with good friends, and the world will change around you. Make a habit of giving. Help where you can. Give food to the hungry, but give your heart to a friend. Now, true love, it's not that easy to find. It only comes when you can say it's ours instead of mine. For sharing your blessings with the people you love will light up your life like the moonlight from above. Now, forgiveness is the key to love, this I know. And a heart full of vanity has no way to grow. So wrap your arms around those loved ones around, for that's the place that true love is found. And I think that's what every human being is looking for, is true love in their life somewhere. And that would probably, if you say that was my legacy I'd like to leave, that would be my main point, is everything in this world that is a living being is connected together. There's a purpose for all things.
Maybe it's time.
Oh, maybe it's time.
You know it could be time.
You know it could be time.
I'm sure it's time.
I'm sure it's time.
Baby, it's time.
Whether it's community, art, or nature, the Pacific Northwest offered something different to everyone we spoke to. For Merritt Willems, it offered a second chance underneath the shadow of the Astoria Bridge.
It's 4:30 in the morning, and the docks are silent in a sleepy pre-dawn haze. Willems is opening up the bait shop and packing orders for the fishermen beginning to trickle in for the day's work.
It's like the job I've done all my life, pretty much. You know, being in Alaska, I was a deckhand for my father up there on our charter business. And anyways, it was really hard for me to find a job down here. Nobody really wants to hire a secretary, you know, that's been a fish cutter all their lives, you know? They don't give you that chance. It's something that I truly love to do because I've just been raised around it. I've always loved the outdoors and the nature and you know, the freeness that I have. You know, look at my office, what I work, you know, where I go to work at every day. I mean, the sun comes up in the morning and the sun goes down at night, and it's beautiful here, and it gives me peace.
Then you put it in the water, and it needs to twirl in the water.
I'm proud of myself, you know, and I'm on the right road, and I'm doing good things, and I'm happy, you know. Most of the time I'm happy, you know. I take care of everybody. I just have to make sure everybody's okay, you know, and I think that's just the way I was made. My heart hangs on my sleeve, you know, and I've gotten hurt a lot, and I still get hurt, and I keep coming back, you know, and people still hurt me. But there's something really good waiting, you know. There's, in all of this hurt, there's going to be something good. It's not hard to forget what I've been through, but you know, it's good to remember because it's made me who I am today. You know, I came out on the other side. I'm one of the few, you know, that do. There's a lot of people that jump from that bridge.
When Willems returned to Oregon, she was unemployed and homeless, moving in and out of the local women's shelter as a result of her struggle with alcoholism. One day, she found herself standing on the Astoria Bridge, looking over the edge.
I'm not perfect by any means, you know. I'm God's, what does he call it? I'm a work in progress, you know. But I mean, you know, I get blessed all the time. You know, you give a blessing, you get a blessing. You do the right thing, you do the next best thing. This will be cool when it's finished. I'm not sure how I want to do it yet with the stick, but probably like that. I'm going to do something with the seashells, and I'm going to like hang them. This is a long thought project here. I'm don't struggle anymore, you know, and I sleep good, I eat good, you know, I'm thankful for the pillow my head rests on at night. I mean, it's just little things. I'm a survivor, I'm a victor, I'm a good person, you know, I'm at peace with who I am now today.
Now we head out to Eastern Oregon, a desert setting that conjures up images of the Wild West and stands a stark contrast to the lush rainforests of the Willamette Valley. Like Merritt Willems, Seth Denton is taking up the family business, but instead of heading out to sea, he's taking to the skies.
You know, I'd been helping around here since I was a kid. I think the more stressful part about it was, you know, as a mixer and loader and all that stuff, you don't realize the pressure a pilot goes throughout the day. Along with the ground stuff, I was having, you know, I got to make sure that I'm doing a good job while spraying, and I don't want to wreck the airplane. I want to do good work for Dad so we can continue to satisfy our customers. My first year, we actually still had 2 planes, so it wasn't all completely on me. And then the next year, it was kind of a nice, steady progression from being on the ground to committing to being a pilot.
During his busy season, Seth Denton sprays pesticides and fertilizers over farms throughout Eastern Oregon. It's a big job for one person. Denton is the sole pilot and mechanic of his family's aerial application business after his father stepped away due to health concerns.
Well, Dad, I think 2011 was the last year he sprayed, and then there was some medical issues, and he was, 76 at the time, and that was the first year I started spraying, or the year after, I guess, so he kind of just said, well, good time to stop. It wasn't until my 3rd year that I became the sole pilot. Then it was a little more pressure because, you know, more along the lines of I could handle the pressure of having the work to do. I love having the work to do. But when the airplane broke down, that was the only airplane we had, and I think the stress of the breakdowns was worse than any stress I had with knowing I was the only one here to do the work. I can tell you for sure it gives me a lot of respect for guys who are sole pilot, mechanic, operators, and do it with a smile on their face for lots of years, because it's extremely stressful. There's a whole lot to it that you just don't know until you do it, I guess.
With so much work to be done in the sky, it's Denton's family that keeps him grounded.
I'm fortunate in that my wife is really easygoing. She knows that when I need to make money, I need to make money, and that I do care about her. The divorce rate in ag aviation is very high, just because you may want to go have fun, but you need to work. You're kind of married to the airplane and the airport when you're in your busy season. I could show up here, you know, maybe look at the weather app on my phone and, well, it's blowing wrong direction, wrong velocity when it's time to get up in the morning. But I still have to go to work because it could change in an hour. I've heard people say, you're pretty dumb for getting in this industry. You're gonna spend your entire life watching that windsock, just seeing what the wind's doing, what the weather's doing, what velocity, what direction. So that is kind of irritating at times, because you know you could be sitting at home, but the minute you go home, that wind's gonna go down. I have a big love for this area. It's where I spent my entire life. But we also do have good farmers, big fields, nice fields. The dryland wheat is pretty. It's what I like to play, I guess, you know. So that's kept me here. And then it's a family business as well. So I would like to take it and expand even with it. You know, I want to keep this going for maybe my children to take on. I think it's a really rewarding lifestyle, I guess. You know, I get to view the fields from above when they're first seeded to when they're harvested. That kind of drives me, I guess. Love flying, love helping out, feeding the world.
Our time together is almost over, but we have one more guest for you. She's the leader of our state, Governor Kate Brown. I got to sit down and speak with her about her career and motivations.
I'm the first woman to hold this office in 25 years, so that certainly makes a difference. And I came into this role under very unusual circumstances.
With pride and defiance, Oregon's governor ends the speculation. And the next governor ready to lead as the state heals.
This is truly a sad day for the state of Oregon.
But a growing list of allegations lingers as a new chapter in Oregon history begins.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kate Brown, do solemnly swear.
I, Kate Brown, do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Oregon.
and the Constitution of the State of Oregon.
And I will faithfully discharge
And I will faithfully discharge
the duties of governor
the duties of governor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
What has Oregon or the Pacific Northwest provided for you? I know that you are a transplant. There must have been something that really made you connect and stay.
Well, I came out to Portland to go to Lewis and Clark Law School. I very much at the time wanted to study environmental law, and I just fell in love with Oregon. I felt like I had come home, and it never even occurred to me to leave. This is my home. I love it dearly, and I won't leave, not in the human form anyway.
The project that we're working on for the last 2 years, we've gone around and interviewed all these interesting characters from Oregon and very diverse. How do you see yourself as kind of the captain of this weird ship that is Oregon?
Well, you know, I'm a collaborator. I believe in working with folks to move forward on policies for Oregon. So as we start to develop our agendas for 16 and 17, I'll be working with both Republican and Democratic legislators, with rural and urban Oregonians, to see what we can do to make sure that all Oregonians have an opportunity to thrive.
Well, I believe very strongly in the mission of our public universities. For me, it's about making sure all students in Oregon that want to go to an Oregon school can do so.
We made tremendous strides in terms of education this last session because the economy's good. We had the revenues to invest in early childhood, to invest in programs for English language learners, to enable a number of Oregon high school students to go to community college for virtually free. We are working hard to build an education system that is seamless from cradle to career. And I think it's really important that we provide the opportunities for all of our Oregon students to follow the path that they choose. And I look forward to having those conversations with Oregonians over the next few months about how we achieve an education system of excellence in the state.
Oregon's kind of unique, as I'm sure you're aware of. What do you think drives politics in Oregon?
I think there are a number of things, but primarily Oregon politics is about relationships. And I think if you look at what connects people in this building and around the state, it's really who they know, who they connect with, and that's all about the relationships.
Well, I want to thank you for meeting with us today, and thank you for your service to Oregon. I think that's all the time that we have.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this edition of Northwest Stories. We'll see you next time.